Could I lose 100 pounds over the next 100 days? Hi, everybody. I'm Dave. Welcome to Old Dad Studio. This is April 26th, 2025. This is vlog 116. And today we're going to take a look at answering that particular question. Now, is it possible to lose 100 pounds in 100 days? According to the math, it is. Now, the first thing that we need to know is, what is my total daily expenditure, or a person's expenditure of calories? How many calories on average do I burn every single day? In order to figure that out, there's a way to calculate it based on a few different factors. There's a bunch of different online tools. The one that I use to figure it out for me is called the TDEE calculator, and they need to know a few different things about you in order to figure out how many calories on average you just burn in a day. They need to know, are you a male or female? What is your age? What's your current weight? What's your height? What is your activity level? And if you happen to know your body fat percentage. All of those things can factor into how many calories you burn in an average day. Now for me, it calculated that I burn anywhere from 3,000 to 3,400 calories in an average day, depending on how much exercise or how much activity I have. So it's somewhere within that window. Now I think in order to calculate this, I'm going to go on the low end. So I'm going to say around 3,000 calories per day is what I burn just on average. Now, the other thing we need to know in order to figure this out is how many calories does it take to burn off 1 pound of fat? On average, the calculation for that is 3,500. So you have to burn 3,500 calories in order to burn off 1 pound of fat from your body. Now, if I've got 100 days and I want to lose 100 pounds, what that tells me is I would need to up my activity level to make sure that I'm burning at least 3,500 calories per day, and I fasted for the next 100 days, so I didn't eat anything for the next 100 days, then yes, I could lose 100 pounds in the next 100 days. I don't think that's probably the healthiest way to go about it, though. And don't get me wrong, I am a proponent of fasting. I actually have done some long fasts in my life already. Not 100 days long, but I have done 5 or 7 day fasts in my life. But typically, what I do when I am fasting is I'll fast in the morning and in the afternoon and then have a dinner. So I'm only fasting so many hours per day. And usually for me, what I'll do is I'll cycle through having a 20-hour window of not eating and then a short window of eating in the evening before going back into my fast of not eating for the next 20 hours or so. That's typically how I have done it in the past. And actually that works for me when I'm trying to lose weight and I can stick to a timed eating window like that, which some people will call it timed eating, some people will call it intermittent fasting. But when I do that routine, when I am intermittent fasting like that, I have lost some weight. The issue for me is that I'm only able to do that in short bursts, and then typically once I'm done doing that, then it ends with me going, oh, I give up, and then I gain all the weight right back. Now you might be saying, but Dave, you're talking about calories in versus calories out. It's not that simple when you're trying to lose weight. There's all kinds of factors about food quality and what you're eating and how your digestion is working and the amount of exercise you're getting and all that stuff. All of those factors play in to trying to become healthy and lose weight. And I would say yes, maybe not. And the reason I would say maybe not is this article right here. And I don't know if you've heard about this, but Mark Hobb, a professor at Kansas State University, recently conducted an experiment on himself. And what he did was he limited his calorie intake to 1,800 calories per day, but he didn't look at the quality of the calories that he was eating. He ate junk food. Now, he also had some vegetables like a can of peas or beans mixed in there as well, but overall he ate junk food every 3 hours throughout the day, but he limited the total number of calories of that junk food to 1,800 per day. Now, on average, for a man Mark's age and size, he was burning about 2,600 calories a day. So he was in a calorie deficit. And over 10 weeks, he lost 27 pounds. Funny enough, even eating junk food, as long as he was in a calorie deficit, some really positive things happened with his body. One was his blood pressure came down. Also, counterintuitively, his cholesterol got better. His good cholesterol got better, his bad cholesterol decreased. Now, I think overall most people can agree that you don't want to go on a junk food diet to try to lose weight. That's not in the long term going to be the healthiest solution that you can have. However, I point to this study because it helps confirm the fact that it can be as easy as calories in and calories out. If I can get myself into a calorie deficit on a daily basis over a long period of time, then I'm going to be able to lose that weight. Now, I'll put a link down below to that article in case you're curious about reading the whole article, not just the little snippet that I put up on the screen. Now, one of the issues for me around weight loss is being able to sustain whatever is working. I've had success before losing small amounts of weight here and there throughout my adult life, but sustaining that and making lifestyle changes in order to support that weight loss is what I have always struggled with. And I guess what I would say is right now, today, I'm not necessarily interested in making big life changes that are going to help me lose weight. Right now, what I'm looking at is in about 100 days, we have a family vacation coming up. And I would like to be able to lose some weight and be more active during that family vacation than I am right now today. I'm not looking for a major change. I'm not going to drop 100 pounds between now and then. It would be nice if I could snap my fingers and that would happen. It's not. So realistically, what can I target to lose for weight between now and then? And that's something we actually can try to figure out mathematically and see if I can hit those goals between now and then. And I think that's another day that we need to grab the markers and some paper and let's figure it out. If I've got 100 days and I want to run in a calorie deficit every single day for the next 100 days, and my goal is to run in a 1,000 calorie deficit, so 1,000 calories is what I'm going to be trying to run as my deficit every single day. If I multiply these two together, I'm going to get a 100,000 calorie reduction. Now, the thing we need to figure out is how much weight will I lose if I could have a 100,000 calorie reduction over the next 100 days. So if we go 100,000 divided by 3,500, which is 3,500 is how many calories you need to burn off a pound, we're going to get 28.57 pounds. All right, so what that means is that over the next 100 days, if I could stay in a 1,000 calorie deficit every single day, I will lose 28.57 pounds. Now, I'm going to be optimistic, and I'm going to round this up to 30 pounds. So this is going to be my goal using this method over the next 100 days. So now that we know that over the next 100 days, I can realistically target losing 30 pounds if I can stay in a calorie deficit of around 1,000 calories per day. Now, how realistic is it that I can do that? I'm not exactly sure. I think in the short term, I can do it. Over 100 days, I'm not so sure. However, this is vlog 116 of this series, and I wasn't sure I was going to be able to make it a month, let alone 100 days or more doing this. So if I can do this for more than 100 days, and I have proved to myself that I can do it. Now, I just need to add on top of that something else that I can do, and I know that I can do it for 100 days. I have now put it out into the universe. I have now shared it with you. So the next thing is really to try to be accountable to that goal over the next 100 days. Now, if you've been following my vlog, you know that I journal on a daily basis, and I write down things that will help me today accomplish a goal that I want for 5 years from now. Now, within those goals that I have been journaling on, one of them, and I have 3 big ones, but one of those goals is that within 5 years, I would like to hit my goal weight of 190 pounds. That's what I'd like to get down to in the next 5 years. So this calorie deficit and losing 30 pounds between now and the middle of August supports that goal. And so I'll be adding this to my routine of my daily journaling towards my weight loss goal. All right, my friends, you're with me on this journey. I will continue to update. I try to be transparent about this stuff, so I will continue to update all of you on my success, my failure, if I'm on track, if I am not on track, and we'll see what happens over the next 100 days with my weight loss journey. All right, that's going to be it for today, but don't worry, I will see you tomorrow.